ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ, ಈ ಹೊತ್ತಿನ ವಿಶೇಷ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನಾನು ಪ್ರಮೀಳಾ. ಸಿಬಿಒಒ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ನ ವಿಶೇಷ ಸಂಚಿಕೆ ಇದು. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಗಳ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಆಲಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಇರೋದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿದಿರಬಹುದು. ಸಿಬಿಒಒ 87% ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಇರೋ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ಮಿದೆ. ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಮೊನ್ನೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ಮೂಡಿಬಂತು. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ನೀವೇ ನೋಡಿ.
ಶಕ್ತಿ ಸುತನಾಗಿ ಜನಿಸಿದ ಶರವಣ ಧೀರ ಕುಮಾರ ದುಷ್ಟ ಜನ ಸಂಹಾರ. ಶಿವಶಕ್ತಿ ಸುತನಾಗಿ ಜನಿಸಿದ ಶರವಣ ಧೀರ ಕುಮಾರ ದುಷ್ಟ ಜನ ಸಂಹಾರ. ದುಷ್ಟ ಜನ ಸಂಹಾರ. ಶಿವಶಕ್ತಿ ಸುತನಾಗಿ ಜನಿಸಿದ ಶರವಣ ಧೀರ ಕುಮಾರ. ಸೇನಾಧಿಪತಿಯಾಗಿ ಗಣಪತಿಯ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿ ವಲ್ಲಿಯನ್ನು ವರಿಸಿ ದೇವದಾನವರ ಸೇನಾಧಿಪತಿಯಾಗಿ ಗಣಪತಿಯ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿ ವಲ್ಲಿಯನ್ನು ವರಿಸಿ ದೇವದಾನವರ ಸೇನಾಧಿಪತಿಯಾಗಿ ಗಣಪತಿಯ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿ ವಲ್ಲಿಯನ್ನು ವರಿಸಿ ಹರಿ ತಚ್ಚುಂ ದಣ್ಣ ತಚ್ಚುಂ ಜುನ್ನು ತಚ್ಚುಂ ದಿಂಗಿ ತಚ್ಚುಂ ಹರಿ ಕದ್ದಣ್ಣ ದಣ್ಣ ತಚ್ಚುನ್ನು ತದ್ದಿಂಗಿ ತಚ್ಚುಂ ದೇವಯಾನಿ ಶ್ರೀವಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹಿತ ಭಕ್ತರ ಪೊರೆಯು ಶ್ರೀ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕೇಯ ದೇವಯಾನಿ ಶ್ರೀವಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹಿತ ಭಕ್ತರ ಪೊರೆಯು ಶ್ರೀ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ದೇವಯಾನಿ ಕೊಂದ ವೀರಾಗ್ರಣೀನಿ ವೀರಾಯುಧವ ಪಿಡಿದ ದೇವಸೇನಾಪದೆ ತಾರಕನ ಕೊಂದ ವೀರಾಗ್ರಣೀನಿ ವೀರಾಯುಧವ ಪಿಡಿದ ದೇವಸೇನಾಪದೆ ತಾಂ ತತ್ತರಿ ರೀಂ ತನ್ನ ತೂಂ ತಜ್ಜುಣ್ಣು ತತ್ತಿಮ್ಮಿ ತಕ್ಕಿ ತತ್ತಿ ತತ್ತಿಂಗಿ ನತ್ತು ತತ್ತಿಂಗಿ ನತ್ತು ತತ್ತಿಂಗಿ ನತ್ತು ನಾಗರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರ ದೇವ ಗುಹನೆನಿಸಿದ ಭಕ್ತ ವತ್ಸಲ ಸ್ಕಂದ ನಾಗರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರ ದೇವ ಗುಹನೆನಿಸಿದ ಭಕ್ತ ವತ್ಸಲ ಸ್ಕಂದ ನಾಗರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರ ದೇವ ಗುಹನೆನಿಸಿದ ಭಕ್ತ ವತ್ಸಲ ಸ್ಕಂದ ತಚ್ಚುಂ ದಣ್ಣ ತಚ್ಚುಂ ದುಣ್ಣು ತಚ್ಚುಂ ದಿಂಗಿ ತಚ್ಚುಂ ದಣ್ಣ ತಚ್ಚುಂ ತದ್ದಿಂಗಿ ನಚ್ಚು ಶಿವನಿಗೆ ಓಂಕಾರ ತತ್ವವನ್ನು ಬೋಧಿಸಿದ ಮಹಾಚತುರ ಜ್ಞಾನ ನಿಧಿಯು ನೀನೆ ತಗದಿಕು ತದಿಗಿನ ತಗದಿಕು ತದಿಗಿನ ಇಷ್ಟಾರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೀಡಿ ನೀ ಕಾಯೋ ಮಯೂರನೇರಿ ಕುಳಿತ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಇಷ್ಟಾರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೀಡಿ ನೀ ಕಾಯೋ ಮಯೂರವ ಏರಿ ಕುಳಿತ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಇಷ್ಟಾರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೀಡಿ ನೀ ಕಾಯೋ ಮಯೂರವ ಏರಿ ಕುಳಿತ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಸ್ಕಂದ ಮಯೂರವಾಹನನೇ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಕುಮಾರನೇ ವಲ್ಲಿ
मन का साधो मन का मान त्यागो साधो मन का मान त्यागो काम क्रोध संगत दुर्जन के काम क्रोध संगत दुर्जन के ताते अहनिस भागो ताते अहनिस भागो साधो मन का मान त्यागो साधो मन का मान त्यागो सुख दुख दोनों सम करी जाने सुख दुख दोनों सम करी जाने और मान अपमान और मान अपमान हर्ष शोक ते रहे अतीत तत्व पिछाना
साधो मन का मान त्यागो साधो मन का मान त्यागो
स्तुति निंदा दोनों त्यागे
स्तुति निंदा को त्यागे
खोजे पद निर्वाण
खोजे पद निर्वाण
जन नानक यहाँ खेल कठिन है जन नानक यहाँ खेल कठिन है को गुरुमुख जाना को गुरुमुख जाना
साधो मन का मान त्यागो साधो मन का मान त्यागो काम क्रोध संगत दुर्जन के काम क्रोध संगत दुर्जन के ताते अहनिस भागो ताते अहनिस भागो साधो मन का मान त्यागो साधो मन का मान त्यागो
Shri Prabhat Patnaik, the chief guest of the day, who had served as vice chairman of Kerala State Planning Board and was the part of High Power Task Force of the United Nations to recommend reform measures for the global financial system. The slim but vibrant, simple but strong, mighty but humble. Yes, the General Secretary of CBOO, Shri Eknath Baliga, the Officer Director and the Board of our bank is present here, and I, on behalf of everyone, extend a affectionate welcome to him. The Doyen of CBOO, the former and the only chairman of CBOO, Shri T.R. Bhatt, who had served the cause of the officers of not only CBOO but at the industry level as well, is present here to witness the proceedings and bless us all. I, on behalf of the entire CBO fraternity, extend an affectionate and warm welcome to him. Former President of CBOO, who has been guiding us in organizing this mammoth conference, is present in our midst. It's our pleasure to extend a warm and affectionate welcome to him.
ಈಗೊಂದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್, ನಂತರ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಸಿಬಿಒನ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳು 1974, 75, 81, 91, 98 ಮತ್ತು 2007ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು. ಇದೀಗ 10 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ದೂರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ತುಂಬಿದ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸಿಬಿಒನ ಸದಸ್ಯರು, ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳು ಸೇರಿದ್ರು. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಸಭೆಯನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರು.
ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡಾಂಬೆಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಹಾರೈಕೆಗಳು. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಹೋದರರ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ನಮನಗಳು. ಶ್ರೀಗಂಧದ ನಾಡು, ಈ ಚಿನ್ನದ ಬೀಡು, ಇದೇ ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಡು. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗಾಗಿ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. Respected dignitaries on the dais, forming the crown of today's inaugural function, honorable members of the audience, forming the colorful outfit of today's function, a very good morning to you all. Shubha Suprabhat. What can be more satisfying than for a General Secretary to see the ocean of my members, my delegates, my past leaders. Equally, what may be the most dissatisfying today, my voice is not giving company to you, a mechanical failure. Never mind, friends. We are here today to celebrate our 20th triennial conference in this August hall. Just look back the date, at least those of you who were a witness for it, on 12th August 2007, the red letter day of CBO's history. In this same auditorium, we had created a history. I get reminded of it. Now, before proceeding further, let me take the privilege of introducing our distinguished guests of the day. Shri Prabhat Patnaik. Shri Prabhat Patnaik is an eminent economist and a political commentator. He taught at the Center for Economic Studies and Planning in the School of Social Sciences at Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi from 1974 until his retirement in 2010. Prabhat Patnaik was born in Jatni in Orissa in September 1945. After early schooling at his hometown, he studied at Delhi College, Indore on a Government of India merit scholarship. He passed BA with Economics Honours from St. Stephen's, Delhi. He went to Oxford University in 1996 and studied at Balliol College and later at Nuffield College. He obtained his BPhil and DPhil degrees from Oxford University. He joined the Faculty of Economics and Politics of the University of Cambridge in UK and was elected the Fellow of Clare College, Cambridge. In 1974, he returned to India as an associate professor at the newly established Center for Economic Studies and Planning at JNU. His specialization is macroeconomics and political economy, areas in which he has written a number of books. He is in the editorial team of the Social Scientist. He is married to Professor Utsa, who has retired recently in 2010 as a faculty at the same CESP at JNU. He served as Vice Chairman of Kerala State Planning from June 2006 to May 2011. Mr. Patnaik was a part of the 4-member high-power task force of the United Nations to recommend reforms measures for global financial system. Chaired by Joseph Stiglitz, and the other members were Belgian sociologist Francois Hortard and Ecuador's Minister for Economic Policy Pedro Paez. The other distinguished guest of the day, I should not call him guest. He is our CBOO family member, Mr. Y. Sudarshan. Shri Sudarshan Ellur. He hails from this part of the country. Born in September 1980, he is an MA in economics. He joined the State Bank of India in July 1980 as a clerk, got promoted in 1988 to Scale 1 and to Scale 2 in 1998. The Reserve Bank, the government combined, which only perpetrated these jokes on public sector banks in the name of CDR, SDR and ARCs. They are today forcing the banks. They are today forcing the banks to provide for these debts, turning majority of the public sector banks, including our bank, which has got a threat of turning into the red. What is the aim of the government? What is the intention of the government? What is there in their mind? We do not know. AIBOC has taken up this matter very strongly. Our tall leader of the AIBOC is present here. My request to him from this small, tiny, powerful CBOO members is, sir, we should not stop with issuing one letter to Reserve Bank of India. It should be our beginning of a fight for the survival and existence of the public sector banks with honor and dignity. We have to see to it that this ill design of the government and RBI combine. It will not turn into a sort of a death knell for public sector banks. For this, whatever fight is required from the side of the officers who are concerned about the public sector banks, CBOO is ready to extend its wholehearted and unequivocal support. We have to take this fight ahead. This is my fervent appeal to the AIBOC General Secretary from these brothers of CBOO. Friends, I will not extend it further. I profusely, heartily, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you very much for this magnificent presence and patient listening to me. Let us make this 20th conference the most successful event in our 44 years history. CBOO Zindabad.
I'd like to spend a bit of time during this lecture discussing the invalidity of many of the theoretical propositions that finance ministers have made over the years and which in fact paved the way towards a decimation of public sector banking in the country. Now, why do we need public sector banks? Basically, banks give out credit, they receive deposit and give out credit. Credit represents command over capital. Therefore, whom credit is given to, where credit is given to, what purposes credit is given for are crucial determinants of the development trajectory of an economy. Therefore, the credit policy of banks is a very significant factor in determining the growth rate, the sectoral composition, the income distribution that an economy actually achieves over a certain period of time. But these are issues, whether it is the growth rate, whether it's income distribution, whether it's sectoral composition, whether it's the geographical scatter of production, all these are very important social issues. If you have a worsening of income distribution, then of course that is something that gives rise to social instability. If you have a situation where economic activity is located only one part of the country while other parts of the country are languishing, then that contributes to social instability and so on. Therefore, since the distribution of credit, since credit policy is so important as far as society is concerned, as far as social stability is concerned, it is reasonable to expect that society must have control over credit policy. Then credit policy is something which must be socially controlled. Now, this is something which was recognized long ago, and the government for a while, the government at the center for a while, experimented with what they call a scheme of social control of credit. But soon it was discovered that the best way of exercising social control over credit is through social ownership of the banking system. You cannot make private banks conform to all kinds of social guidelines in a proper manner, and consequently, if you want that conformity, then the best way to do it is, of course, to have social ownership of the banking system, which is why the major banks were nationalized.
ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್, ನಂತರ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತದೆ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವಿರತ ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ ಹಲವರಿಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸನ್ಮಾನಿಸಿ ಗೌರವಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. 3 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಡೆಯುವ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಸಾಧನೆಗಳು, ಮುಂದಿನ ಅವಧಿಗೆ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು, ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳ ಚರ್ಚೆ, ಹೀಗೆ ಹಲವು ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಂಡಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಸಮಗ್ರ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ ರೂಪುರೇಷೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೇನಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮುಂದೆ ನೋಡಿ.
You all know that the pre-2002 retirees, they don't have this 100% DA neutralization. So during the initial stages of our talks with the IBA, we put pressure on the IBA, and the IBA gave positive signals. They also indicated that the government was willing to sort out this issue and of this 100% DA neutralization for the pre-2002 retirees. But at the end of it, somehow they faltered and this issue could not be achieved. This issue, after putting a lot of pressure, the IBA promised us that they would convey this to the government, take it forward and come back to us within a given point of time. Another issue which is of concern to all of us is the issue of family pension. You all know that the central government employees draw 30% of the last on pay as family pension, whereas for the banking industry it is 15%, 20%, and it's a very pathetic thing. Even the general managers, chief general managers, the managing directors who have retired earlier, unfortunately, in the case of death, their families are drawing a pittance of family pension. R.K. Talwar, who was who was the chairman of State Bank of India, at topmost, his family was drawing a family pension of 1,000 rupees, around 1,000 rupees. It was a very, very pathetic thing. So this is an issue which we took up. And then the IBA came back telling us that it would cost around 28,000 crores. When we asked for the calculations, the actuaries' calculations, they drew a blank. They never gave us the figures. So we insisted that this issue has to be carried forward. It has to be looked from the humanitarian angle and not from a cost-benefit analysis sort of angle. Then they promised us they would come back with the actuarial calculations with regard to family pension as well as pension updation. Pension updation, they told us that it would cost around 78,000 crores. Which is not true, comrades. It is not at all true. We put forth a lot of arguments with regard to pension updation, and we want to keep that issue alive, though they have been refusing point blank, saying that they would not like to discuss on that issue. But we want to keep this issue alive, because pension, in one of the recent Supreme Court observations arising out of an SLP, the Supreme Court has observed that the pay revision and revision of pay scales and pension, revision in pension, they are linked. If pension, it has also been observed that pension is not a gratis, pension is not a bounty but a right. And therefore, comrades, even our pension regulations, Regulation 35(1) of the pension regulations clearly provides for pension updation from time to time. The banks, the IBA and the banks, other than this regulation, they have adopted everything else. For the purpose of disciplinary proceedings, they have adopted the pension regulations. Banks can proceed even after retirement. But then for the purpose of pension regulation, they have not touched the whole thing. Except this one regulation, everything else has been adopted by them. So we have taken this issue seriously, and it is our intention that this issue is carried forward. Ultimately, at least we wanted the DA merger of 4,440 points to be applicable to all the earlier retirees. There is absolutely no cost involved, but there also they failed, and this is one issue which we have taken up very seriously, and we want to ensure that this issue is sorted out at any cost. Comrades, these are some of the superannuation issues that we took up with the IBA, and various, on most of these issues, they have given us some deadlines before which they would come back and give us the actuarial calculations or the viewpoint of the government.
Efforts of Sri S. Ramachandrappa, our Joint General Secretary, editing and scrutiny efforts of Sri D. N. Prakash, our former President, and the timely printing of it in a very short time duration by Messrs. Codeword Process and Printers. As is customary, the manual copy will be provided to all members free of cost.
HSV, as we fondly remember him, has apart from cartoons been instrumental in compiling our guide on banking, materials for interview for promotion aspirants, and so on.
Sri Raghav Achar, neither silent and devoted member of CBOO, is a man of several talents. Any publication of CBOO will bear his artistic touch. The design of the cover pages, backdrops of important functions, yes, of course, including the one you now see on the stage.
The success in the journey of CBOO has partially been due to the quality printing and timely dispatch by none other than Messrs. Codeword Process and Printers, their partners, and a dedicated band of staff since 1995. I request Shri Nayak to accept our felicitations in honor of 2 decades relationship.
The guest, Comrade Patnaik, as well as our friend Mr. Sudarshan have already dealt in detail what is in store for us. Friends, we have concluded 10th bipartite. I am happy, as our Sudarshan rightly put it, there were some achievements, improvements upon over the previous settlements, but we have to accept the justice has not been done in full for us, the bankers. Take the settlement of LIC or the recommendations of 7th Pay Commission. I don't know if it is true at all. It must be true. The government has already asked the banks to prepare for 11th bipartite. It's a pointer to AIBOC. ABA has already started in its recently held Central Committee meeting of ABA at Chennai. They already formed a committee. It is for the ABOC to take stock of the situation, and we may have to go back or introspect what were not achieved in the last bipartite should be taken care of this time. I know that as far as ABOC is concerned, I am happy. A small, disciplined, compact organization, CBOO, is extending all its support and cooperation in the activities of AIBOC, particularly the contributions of Comrade T.R. Bhatt and Comrade Prakash at the level of AIBOC are immeasurable. Their contribution are immeasurable. On behalf of AIBOC Karnataka, I am happy to note that you are having 87% membership in the bank, and my ambition or wish to CBOO is that though Eknath Balga has given a call that we should make it 90%, it should be 100%. In the days to come,
the role of the trade union is going to be all the more pronounced in the years ahead, with the need to protect the bank, be a watchdog, fight for better standard of living for the officers, protect the PSU character, and above all, work for the betterment of the country. It must be considered that the aspirations of the officers have grown, not being able to resist the temptations of comparing themselves with the employees of the central government and other peers in the industries, which Mr. Krishnamurthy was referring to, be it LIC or the proposed pay commission revision. Trade unions in the banking industry thus may be required to strike a balance in meeting these requirements as they reposition themselves. Consistently, AIBOC has been playing a vital role in all the critical areas mentioned above, either on its own or under the umbrella of UIBU. CBO has been an important player in taking up the issues with AIBOC, though CBO is a junior partner in AIBOC. May I conclude by giving a call to all my young colleagues who have come here from far off places to sacrifice at least one term for the common cause. Work with sincerity and devotion to the institution, which is our mother, and to take lead roles both in CBOO and also in Corporation Bank, as CBO would not be there if CB is not there. Let us work with pride, striking a balance between work and life, and become socially responsible officers, caring for the bank, family, self, and society. May I also request my senior colleagues present here to give a helping hand to the younger colleagues and take some time off in mentoring them so that they would become valiant soldiers of CBOO in the days ahead. I also request our young colleagues to appreciate the rich experience of the senior colleagues who may not be that conversant with technology, and give a lending ear and pick up the threads of banking from them so that all of you would prosper in the days ahead, so also the bank and CBOO. May this 20th All India Conference of CBOO, which has created a new benchmark with more than 2,500 officers registering as delegates, deliberate, decide, and give direction to the new team, which is set to take office on 26 January 2016, when the country would be celebrating the Republic Day, and support them so that CBO's flag would continue to fly high, and CBO would continue to champion the cause of the officers at bank level and industry level as well. I thank all of you for giving a patient hearing, and wish you all a wonderful day at Mangaluru.
You had been a witness to the historical inaugural session of the 20th All India Conference General Body Meeting of the Corporation Bank Officers Organization. I have a great pleasure in standing before you assigned with the task of proposing vote of thanks. First of all, I thank Sri Prabhat Patnaik, the star person of today's function, for inaugurating 20th All India Conference and General Body meeting of our organization. Sir, we are overwhelmed by your esteemed presence here today. You have come all the way from Gurgaon, Delhi to be with us in this important event of our organization and shared your valuable thoughts with us. It is indeed a privilege to us to listen to you, sir. On behalf of the entire 7,000 strong membership of CBOO, on behalf of Reception Committee Mangalore Conference 2016, on my personal behalf, I purposefully thank you, Sri Prabhat Patnaik. Thank you, sir. We had with us a distinct guest, Mr. Y. Sudarshan, the president of AIBOC. The officers' movement in the banking industry is facing many challenges, and under your able leadership and under the banner of AIBOC, we are sure we will be overcome it. Even though we have clinched a reasonably satisfactory bipartite settlement, the entire officer community in the public sector banks is of the opinion that proper justice has not been done to the bankers. With the entire officers community of the PSBs look towards AIBOC once again to take the leading role to set right the anomalies, pendencies and rectifications. With the entire membership of CBOO assures you our support to AIBOC, sir. We have briefed us about the developments of the industry level. You have also kind enough to release the CBOO Manual of Officer Service Conditions. Sir, we are really overwhelmed by your presence in this function. I, on my behalf of Corporation Bank Officers Organization and delegates, the Reception Committee, and on my personal behalf, I heartily thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Sri A.N. Krishnamurthy, Secretary AIBOC, Karnataka State and Chairman of Canara Bank Officers Association, has instantly responded to our request to come to Mangalore and has rendered fraternal greetings on behalf of the affiliation Confederation Mighty AIBOC. Sir, we owe to debt to gratitude to you. Thank you very much, sir. Today we have felicitated Sri S.N. Naik of Messrs. Codeword Processors and Printers Mangalore, the man behind personalized service to our printers. Our former colleague Sri H.S. Vishwanath, the man who brought smiles on the Corporation Bank Officers community despite of their work pressure and tension. Through his cartoons, he never smiles, but his lines make others smile. And Mr. Raghavachar, a banker, artist, cartoonist, photographer, numismatist, who designed the logo of our 20th conference. I, on behalf of the entire membership of CBOO and on my personal behalf, thank you all of them for accepting our felicitations.
ನಿಮ್ಮೂರಿನ ನಿರಂತರ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮನರಂಜನೆಗಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸ್ಪಂದನ ಟಿವಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.